Sippers, before we go anywhere or get into this episode of the Tea With Me podcast, I need to point out this recording took place on a beach in Australia. It's me, Micky, Bartlett, William, Thompson. For the first, 50 minutes of this, we don't address the fact that we are on a beach, because the audio listeners will have no idea what we're talking about for a lot of the stuff that we're talking about. Also, before we go anywhere, Mysteries will be live this Sunday in Mandela Hall. This is it's not just a history podcast, it's a historic event. The first time me and Kieran Bartlett are coming together for a live episode of the podcast that's shaking the history world. This podcast isn't history, it's a present and it's a future. It's one of the greatest history podcasts of all time. The subject matter will be the moon landings and famous gladiators. It's going to be a great time. Mandela Hall, perfect venue for it. So that is this Sunday. And there still might be tickets out by the time this episode comes out, but don't say we didn't warn you. Please enjoy this episode. Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast. Before we get into it, I actually need to do ad reads.
Do you right now? Yeah. I love the ad reads. Class. Oh, there's no auto cue.
Do you know what it's like getting homework on holiday. Before we get into anything, I'll make these as quick as I can. Patreon.com/TeaWithMePodcast. Stars in Your Eyes is going out. Well, it's already out. Patreon exclusive. There's bonus episodes every Monday, live stream on a Friday. You can go back and watch all of that. Patreon.com/TeaWithMePodcast. Manscaped.
Because you want to keep it smooth down under. Am I right?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Manscaped, call me.
The number one in men's below the belt group. Did Manscaped not sponsor?
We have a sponsor? No. We're old school.
Willy, before you came out here, you
borrowed your auntie's sunglasses?
You didn't. No, they're Elton John's. You got lined up today on the head, but you got lined up in a different head before you came out here. Is that right?
Oh yeah. I used my Manscaped lawnmower.
Did you use the 5.0?
Yeah.
And you were saying you loved that has wireless charging technology, didn't you?
Exact words from my mouth.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
What I think's great about the Manscaped, from what I've heard, is I use a shitty other brand. A lot of catching.
Yes. You're probably all cut up down there.
My scrotum's chewed up like a bit of gum.
Who sang "Cut Up"? Usher.
Don't know what.
I'm so caught up.
That's caught up.
Caught up. Yeah. Right.
But that's speaking of Usher. My Tesla's got caught up in my trimmer.
Yep.
So that does make sense what you just said.
Yeah, exactly. Manscaped, when I brought my Manscaped stuff abroad, they have the performance package, travel stuff. Go to manscaped.com, use code TeaWithMe for 20% off and free shipping. Also, we are sponsored by NordVPN. Now, this is the first time I've done this without the fucking screen in front
best of luck.
Sit back and enjoy us.
Even though I'm on the other side of the world, I'm still passionate about virtual private networks. Encrypted tunnels help to...
Is that what that stands for?
Virtual private network.
I did not know that. Thanks, Shane.
And what that means is you could, see, because we're here, Mick, you've been here for a good while, you're probably on your laptop flat out.
Flat out.
Right? And people will be tracking that and seeing what you're probably, as well, when you're staying in hotels as well.
You're tracking it?
They're tracking it. They're trying to snoop on you, see what you're doing.
We need to wrap this up. Yeah. No, we don't. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I have NordVPN.
NordVPN. Willy, you're a pervert. But that's besides the point. You can hide your data in an encrypted tunnel. Just because we're down here, only last night me and Willy were watching Get My Headpiece down under in our hotel room, weren't we?
Yeah,
we can do that because they block what you can watch, but not with NordVPN. The link is in the description. They have 3 months or something money back threat protection guarantee refund technology. Check it out. NordVPN does what for your internet security what Manscaped does for your balls.
Wipes them clean.
My guests today
Keeps them fresh.
are none
Doesn't
other
make it bleed. Sorry.
than William Thompson and Micky Bartlett.
Yes.
You die.
And lads, look at this. Look at this.
It's a tough job, isn't it?
This guy, can I just say, this guy, I'm having a great time. You're having a great time.
Having a great time.
Nobody is having a better time on this continent than this guy right here.
Australians are my people, man.
He
They're-
absolutely
Have you
loves
talked
it.
to any? Have you just went like this? Fucking great. Tell the truth.
I've been talking away to people. I've been
Yeah.
a very friendly guy.
Let's start this by saying, earlier today, me and Willy nearly killed a homeless guy.
Welcome to Australia.
Yeah, that's been the only confrontation we've had.
You've only been here a day.
Yep.
But he deserved it. He was a cunt.
Right, so do you want to let's talk people through that.
Yeah.
So
You where were we?
we were at the juice bar, which is where all hard men start their tales.
Absolutely.
We were at the fruit juice bar, and we were ordering our
just
Every one of us made a joke. Yeah. Every one of us paused and went, nah, not today.
so we, which is what we said to that guy. Not today, punk. Not today. So we try and act hard in this story while waiting for our juices.
Yep.
So there was two, like, would you call them business women?
They were in suits. So yeah.
And they were waiting for their juices, and there was like a guy there, no top on, pair of denim shorts. Sorry, I was like, but this guy was like, yeah, he was bothering them. So they're like being quite straight with him, being like, yeah, we're just trying to wait for our drinks. Like, can you just leave?
I think you need to tell Micky how he was bothering them, because it was very surreal.
Maybe I missed that bit. I just knew he was bothering them. I don't know what he was
So
saying.
he was shouting at them fully in the shop, and as I caught, he went, "I just asked you a question. Are you a fucking paedophile or not?"
That's right.
Screaming,
Where
"Are
was he
you?"
from?
He had his suspicions.
Put it down. He was just screaming, "Are you a fucking nonce? You a fucking nonce?"
He was accusing them of that. These two, like, probably women
I
in their,
mean,
like, mid-20s.
drinking juice is pretty pedo-y, like.
Yeah.
Like, just have a beer, mate.
Yeah. So there's loads of people standing around, and I turned around in the aisle and said, I think I'm gonna have to get involved. Right? So I was like, someone's got to do something here,
Right.
because he was starting to shout in their
fully
faces.
screaming at these women, like
He was starting
in
to shout in
their
their
face.
faces, and he wasn't moving on. Right? So I was like, no. And I said,
Who's?
I think I said, mate, you just need to move on.
You did, yeah.
I was like, you just need to move on.
You
And
were
then-
like a strict substitute teacher who had enough.
And my hands on my hips, right? I said, hey, I like fun as much as the next man. Hey, I like to shout in strangers' faces as much as the next guy. I wear no shoes or socks, but I was like, yeah, mate, you need to just move on. And then the guy, like, turned, for some reason, thought it was Willy that said it to him. And he said, did he ask you where you were from? He said, I'm from heaven, where are you from?
No, he said, "I've been sent from God. Where are you from?"
And Willy,
I've been sent by the devil, motherfucker.
Willy said, no, way better than that. 10 times, he said, right? 10 times, he said, what the fuck did you say to me? And the guy, like, see if you walk past it, and they were like, there's a crackhead starting on people, you would have thought it was him. The fuck did you say to me? What the fuck did you say to me? So I had to step in front of Willy, and I was saying to this guy's like, now this guy's facing us, and he's starting to, like, he's going,
Right.
and I'm like, I'm telling him, that guy off, I'm telling him off, I went, stop talking to him, like, stop trying to have a conversation. The fuck did you say to me? Right? And
I wasn't even trying to be aggressive. I was genuinely confused.
Yeah.
Because he turns around to me, he's like, "I'm sent from heaven. Where the fuck are you from?" I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Are you a?" He's like, "Are you a fucking pedo as well?" And I'm like,
that's besides the point.
I was like, "What?" And then he goes, "Are you calling me a fucking dog cunt?" And I'm like, what is happening? I genuinely don't know. I have a berry blast waiting for me here, and you're stopping me
And
getting
so
it.
have you.
So it got, like, it was a situation where I was like, I also went, mate, there's a police over there. Now, in my head there was no police, I just made that up, but it turned out there fully was. So what did they get? The guy, like,
He was like, "The police are over there." He goes, "What fucking police?" And he sees him, he goes, "Oh."
but then he still, like, didn't care, and I was like, this is going to end in such a bad way.
Yeah.
And, like, as much as, like, me and you like to go boxing, like, we don't have, like,
You don't have an
a
actual
street fight with
Yeah.
a real man.
Yeah.
So a child, yes. But I was like, this is terrible. So I was like, I'm gonna have to be like, I'm gonna have to hit you, mate. Like, I'm gonna have to tell
Don't
him.
make me defend myself.
Then I was like, I was like, this is gonna be such a shit day if we have to go to a police station. If I don't know what the crack is. So, but eventually I just managed to talk him into just walking away, and it was horrific. And then it was just like over.
What frightened me is when he was talking to me and I could see his teeth.
He was
there
rabid.
were
You know what I
teeth,
mean? He was
the
like
teeth of a
something like
wild
a
dog.
dog.
But he
Yeah.
did have some teeth.
He had
Barely.
some, but they were
He had a suggestion of
Were
teeth.
they methy?
Yeah.
they weren't
They're
very
they were complete
methy.
meth.
They
Lionel
were fucking everywhere. Mickey.
They were disgusting.
Methy has teeth in Perth.
Absolutely. No molars. He doesn't brush them at all.
Haven't been to the dentist in
I
years.
mean, get Sensodyne. Teeth are methy.
I'd be sent from God.
But it's fucked because, like, I haven't
terrible.
had that many problems with, like, because you do see a lot of, like, people talking to themselves and shouting cunt at the sky like nuts. And my missus is Australian, so she's very like, "Oh, you all right, mate? Like, you all right, mate?"
Yeah.
And I've seen her like just walk past meth heads and just be like
it's nothing.
and they just seem to be like, "Thanks." It's like they almost go, "I'm sorry, I've taken it," and they're back into their.
Because our homeless they're special brewed up. You know what I mean? They've had a few cans.
What we like to do with the mental people back home is stick them on a Facebook Live.
Yeah.
And have them do mental shit.
Or give them a TikTok.
Yeah.
But you know, I was like walking back from that shop after getting a couple of week cams.
Yeah.
And there was a guy just cycling, like fucking side to side, and saying either prayers or poetry out loud, and looking at people in the eye, and I was just like, nope.
Yeah, like the homeless here are addicted to meth. Back home, yeah, they're addicted to TikTok.
Yeah.
But it was the scariest. I realised I'd made a mistake because I just saw him squaring up to you, and it was just the fucking slap at my mate. As soon as he turned around and went, "I've been sent from God. Where are you from?" I was like, might be out of my depth here.
Yeah. No, you just kept it. What the fuck did you say to me? And it got more like baritone as it went on.
What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
Sorry, in the end it was like, remember Frank Butcher in EastEnders? He went, "The fuck you say to me, boy?" It was terrible. And then he just walked on. But I was like, that could happen a million times a day.
I was doing
Willy,
nothing to de-escalate the situation.
3 o'clock.
No, it's 2:10.
Yeah.
It was fucking... I'm still afraid we're going to run into.
Now, if you're trying to like give him code for checking people
don't
out,
use time.
Don't do that, because yesterday at the beach, Willy nearly like, genuinely, he was that like into it that he didn't have cerebral palsy for like 10 minutes. Does that make sense? He was like, he just came out of yourself, and you concentrated.
That's the cure,
that
big fat hours and some sunshine.
Well, you missed an absolute belter.
You were like,
She's talking like Willy.
it was like being in Willy Wonka's shop for you.
Oh, it was absolutely amazing.
That's funny, because there was a day we were in
Those
there.
arses are scrumdiddlyumptious, I'll tell you that.
Like I'm making like a short film with a bunch of comedians, right? And with my girlfriend. And as we were, right? Because I can't look
Looking over his shoulder.
because I'm in a relationship, right?
I feel like the people, there's like a T-Rex behind him and they can't see it.
I know.
It's in the blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die. Fucking... This is why Mickey's in such good shape now. Comes doing DDP yoga on the beach.
Micky went full oil there, like you didn't move and your neck went
It was like The Exorcist.
Yeah, these aren't even these are mirrors. It's like, let's see if there's any dirt in them.
I will say we were modern men on the beach and caught ourselves. We were like, we need, like, we'll stop looking.
Oh, you have to, because especially when you're from Ireland, you can't keep it in. You have to go, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and it's dudes more than it is women.
Oh yeah. Like literally nobody's fat.
Man, it's hard to be fat out here. That's what I like.
Yeah.
But there was a couple of weeks ago we were making this short film, and I'm not making this up. We're in like fucking the middle of nowhere, and there's me, my girlfriend, and two dudes doing like the camera work, and two Swedish.
Sort of film.
I just realised we're in the bush too.
In the middle of Perth.
Two Swedish girls came out in bikinis cycling on BMXs, and my brain just went, "Look straight ahead, you stupid cunt, she's watching you." Right? And I'm like staring at a tree, like, and like I could time in my head. I went 3, 2, 1. I could just feel Taylor looking at me, like are they good looking? I'm like, stinking.
So can you be like how far away is like any kind of outback? How far do you have to go before it gets like
in Perth? At that 40 minutes when you're in the sticks, like. And there's, like, you don't realise how big Australia is until you start driving around, even just along motorways. That place we were filming, there's a little, like, wee town in the middle of it, and a 15-minute drive up a hill, and there's kangaroos just running straight past you.
I was going to say,
like,
have you seen wild animals?
Yeah. Seen a bunch. Like, seen a blue-tongued lizard last week, just in a housing estate, not even, like, anywhere mad. There's certain points, if you look in between trees, and like, maybe more in the city centre, no, but in Fremantle, but there's golden orb spiders. So
we saw spiders yesterday, didn't we?
The golden orb ones are about the size of your fist, completely harmless, but they're fucking huge. They catch birds.
Right.
So see the actual spider webs? You can flick the web and it doesn't break, it's like a guitar string.
Right.
So they're terrifying whenever you're just like, you just see them.
Yeah.
What else have I seen? That's pretty much it.
The spiders fascinated. Like, you were terrified of them, even though you stopped. You hated it. I loved it.
What did you see? Because I was cycling ahead. Was it a web? Or
Like-
actual spiders?
Like a series of branches and just like it looked like fucking rope swings.
That's probably
between them,
that'll be
like,
the golden orb ones,
yeah,
probably.
But the big ones aren't the scary ones. They're not the ones you need to be afraid of.
Yeah, it's like the wee redbacks. Think
The redbacks will fucking kill you.
Like the funnel web ones that
Yeah.
they're out the other side of the country.
Right, see where you're living here. Could there potentially be that in your house tonight?
I don't know if it's. I haven't seen any spiders. What has happened a couple of times is
That homeless
there's wee
guy?
lizards. Yeah. There's wee lizards running
Son of
about
God.
outside of the house, and I opened the sliding door to take a bit of washing in, and a lizard tail just fell out of the roof.
Nope.
But it's because
Nope.
it's them wee ones that just like
Hate that.
geckos that just shoot the tails off,
Right.
like fucking psych, and then they grow back.
Right.
That's class.
But it wiggled for a full half an hour after it hit the ground,
He wants
And
to
then
go see a
ants at
koala
it.
bad.
and I didn't clean it. I wanted to see what happened.
Have you met a koala?
No, not yet.
He
I've
keeps saying
got
he wants
chlamydia.
to meet a koala, like not like.
Oh, you
hold
will
them
meet them.
Nice to meet you, sir.
They work part time in Willy's.
I was asking my hairdresser today about
Willy
it.
Thompson.
I was asking my hairdresser today about it, and I was like, what are the... Genuinely, it was like you going like, I've met Kevin Hart. I was like, she was like, oh, I've met a koala. I was like, what's he like?
Yeah.
Nice guy. And she's like, they fucking stink. They're like the smelliest animal in the world.
Well, I went to like the petting zoo to see one in Sydney, but you're not allowed to hold it. I didn't want to
Aye.
anyway. You can stand beside it. But I think here and there's somewhere else where you can actually, the government are like, nah, you fuck get one in the headlock.
Yeah, like Dublin has a different fucking.
Yeah, it's the
It's
only
Wild
state.
West
It's the
out
only
here,
state I think you're allowed here in Queensland. It's
Right.
the only two states you're
Yeah.
allowed to do it. The rest have a no holding law.
So
I've
where's
read
Queensland?
up a lot in koalas.
Can he do it in Brisbane?
That's Victoria.
No.
that is Queensland. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, probably.
Think of it-
Right, because the wee man wants that. Like, we
Yeah.
got to do this for
You're
him.
bound to be able to.
I
aye.
have a look in my face that I didn't know I had before until I started seeing photos in koalas. That's just
Did
pure
you see
happiness.
quokkas and Rottnest?
This
Yeah.
guy, like, genuinely.
That's the
when-
cutest naughties. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Also, when he looked at one of those wee things, it was like, you know, the two Spider-Man meme
Yeah.
where they're looking at each other. They looked at, they were like, Dada. People were getting photos with Willy. They're like, this is the biggest one we've seen.
Well, there's a thing to do out here. I don't know if it's still true, and I haven't been to Rottnest. I haven't seen the quokkas yet.
Right.
But there was a game out here for a while they called Quokka Soccer, where you would basically go to Rottnest and start booting quokkas.
No.
Because they're,
No, come on.
because they're,
They're so cute.
because they're so cute, and because there's no like predators out there. When they see people, they're like, "Oh, yeah, you got can't."
No
And
predators
people are here, it's like,
for a size 10 Jordan. That's terrible. That's so
dark
bad.
as fuck, isn't it, like? But I laugh. When I heard about it too, I was like, "That's hilariously dark."
I hate that. And you can't go back in case someone kicks you.
I know my fucking legs are aching. But
You loved them. Like, see, when you go to Rottnest, which is, people don't know, it's like an island. It takes half an hour. We went yesterday by ferry to get to it, and that's the only place they live.
Yeah.
You kept calling them chockas, and we went along with you because we don't know what they are.
I read it and thought it was chocka, but it's cocka.
But they,
Quokka.
like when you're in the restaurant over there, they're like round your feet and all.
Yeah.
And at the start, I was like, they look cute, but then they are basically like giant rats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
they're
bit like
shedding
I-
everywhere.
Yeah.
I one time saw the first time I came out here was in Melbourne. I saw a guy punch a possum. I swear to God, I was an Irish cunt too. No, it wasn't until I was an Australian guy.
Right.
He was Irish, and we were walking along this wee street in Melbourne, and there's like a wall with a wee bit of, like a garden area in the middle of the city, and this possum's just fucking down and across, and the Australian guy was like, "Ah, you fucking can't," and he whacked it, and you would think because the size of a possum that it would go flying, and it just kind of went like, like looked at him. Like, what are you doing, you fucking moron?
Well, are you going to move to Australia? You love it.
I would love to come out even for like 3 months. If I could get somewhere I could do enough gigs that I'm not bankrupting myself.
I have the perfect plan.
You did have an amazing plan.
We come out here and do the festivals next year.
Yeah.
So you do.
So how long is that?
So you do Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney. It's January to May, essentially. So 5 months. We could 100% do that'd be great.
And would you do like a compilation show?
Yeah, I would say it's the best. Like do a compilation show, do a week of like solo shows,
Yeah.
and you're
And what, like a best of
coincidentally-
Irish kind of thing,
Yeah, I
or
would do that.
Belfast?
Yeah,
thing or
you just
something
like in festivals if you just go best of nationality,
yeah,
people go to it. Like, but that you said that, and I was like, I haven't even researched this, and I'm all in.
Yeah, it'd be
I'll
really
fucking
easy
sell a
done, like.
house.
Would like living here be way better for your condition and your muscles? Because of the heat?
100%. Like, I'm sore because we've moved a lot, but I'm not cramped up. It is really fucking good for me. And the swimming and that you're able to walk, it's fucking great. I haven't felt this loose ever.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. And I love that everyone
Does
here...
the weather affect it as well, right enough? Like,
Think about your muscles when it's cold.
right enough.
So
yeah,
think
yeah.
about mine where it's even tighter.
Aye.
Seeing a really cold winter's day, you say, I can't really move.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's sore to get out of bed. But here, it's fucking
I mean,
great.
it's like psoriasis disappears too. Like,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All the shit that
And everyone here, like, what I love about Australia.
Sectarianism disappears as well, boys.
Oh no, that's
part of it.
No, that's still in me. But the best part is no one's in a rush to do anything.
No, it's
They're the most chilled out
like,
people.
we were talking about, like, there's so many perks, but maybe it'd be interesting to hear from you about, like we think everything here is amazing.
Yeah.
Where, like, it's perfect. Like, what is the catch actually
perfect.
living here?
I think the only catch to living here is that the rent is extortionate. Especially I think like especially in Perth because they had like a mining boom that only sort of shit its pants a couple of years
Like
ago.
this?
Yeah, mining boom. There's another guy looking like that.
I broke the first room of
I was gonna say, you can't make noise, cunt.
the first room
It's a
of
man. I'm in a car.
Fuck, it's windy in there.
Imagine I'm on space. Right, sorry, there was a mining boom.
Yeah, so they had loads of money and I think it just sort of ran out. So basically it's like the rents went fucking insane. I don't think they really had a housing crisis that we had at home. So that's kicked in now.
Right.
So like there's certain things where like the dollar's weaker than the pound at the minute, but you'd still be paying like £7 a pint.
Yeah.
If you do it in those terms, you would do it in pint terms.
Right.
Yeah.
But
You're like the pint Martin Lewis.
I'm
Yeah.
100%. I have a dream. No, different guy.
I could save you 9 pints in your heating bill every month.
But that's the only downside I can say is like I keep saying I don't know how anybody can be depressed out here when you're always wearing shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it has to
when the
come at
wind
some
kisses
cost.
your knees, you're going to be like,
But I'll
It
say
has to come at
that
some
you're saying
cost.
like it is dearer at a pint. I think me and you have agreed on this. The desire at a pint is nowhere near
yeah.
strong.
It's like, and I think anytime I've done a serious bit of drinking, you either can't get drunk because you're sweating it out of you, or you get so drunk so quick you save money in the long run.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Like 2
It's
pints in, I'm like, I need to go to bed because
Yeah.
I'm fucking roasting.
Now don't get me wrong, you see a lot more arseholes, I think, out here because
Yeah, I know, right behind you. It's like a fucking Bond film behind us.
So I feel like I should point out, because this is so weird. People might think we're just doing this in a hotel room. So it'd be weird to be
what
like,
kind of fucking hotel room?
no. If they're audio
How
listeners,
shit is your budget?
if they're audio listeners, you know
Oh,
what I mean.
yeah,
So I feel
good
like we
point.
should
As
have
opposed
pointed
to
out
audio
at the
watchers.
start. We're at the beach.
Yeah, that mime bit would have died in its own. Somebody in the car like, why did it just go quiet? Is my Spotify not working?
Yeah, I feel like you should have flagged at the start. We're at the beach.
Is this a public or a Patreon?
It's public.
Oh shit! Hello,
Yeah,
people. I did not know that.
Your posture just got way better there.
It did. Yeah, no, someone walked past again. I was like, oh.
Hide this boner.
It's I totally get why people do, like, if you're like 21 or whatever, like, of course you just move
It's
here.
definitely something I wish I'd done when I was younger.
Yeah,
Now that I've been
yeah,
here,
yeah.
like 100%.
I feel that's the position I'm in because I don't have kids or a girlfriend, so I'm like, there's nothing.
I think like anybody
really
I know
stopping me.
that's been out here a while from Ireland, they'll get homesick, go home, and within a week they're like, that's enough.
Right.
Like, I have a couple of mates who went back for Christmas, and they're like, within fucking 10 days you're going to have seen everybody,
Yes.
and I'm happy enough just to
And
go
it's
straight back out
the
here.
same
Yeah.
since before you left, so you're
That's
not
the thing,
fucking back out.
Do you do that thing where, like, the first day you're out here, on the way here, you're keeping up to date with all the news from home? You know, like, what's
But I don't
going
keep
on back
up
home?
the date with
And
the
it-
news from home when I'm at home.
Right. No, but like I don't mean the news as in like BBC News. I mean like what everybody's up to, what they're doing. Does that go away pretty quick? Where you're like,
Yeah, I think like, but I've been coming out here that much in the last year anyway. That it doesn't really factor in. There's times though where like I'll wake up and you've all had a bit of chat in the WhatsApp, and then all gone to bed, and I'm like, oh,
right.
I don't want to jump in with one because it
Yes.
looks like either I'm going to wake you up or it took me 5 hours to think of a joke.
Yeah.
There's times like you will write in, and I'm the only one sees it, but I never
Yeah.
reply because I don't want people to know I'm up at 3 in the morning playing PlayStation, so I don't say anything.
Well, I haven't done any drunk FaceTimes home. I think New Year's Eve I got like, because I'd sort of agreed with myself I'm going to go off booze for January. So on New Year's Eve I got fucking twatted, and I think I told everybody in my phone I loved them.
Right.
Like started the day and just worked my way down.
So you've not really been drinking
No,
much since you've been here? Because I think last time you did the podcast back home, you were talking about maybe knocking drinking on the head, and you were sort of fed up with it.
yeah, I just like, I think like we because me and Taylor sort of did like basically 3-month run around the UK and stuff. So we were drinking loads. I put a fucking ton of weight back on after Edinburgh, and then I just hit a point where I was like, sort of bored of it.
Yeah.
And again, being out here, you're just like,
You sent me your before and afters when we were on the plane.
Yeah,
I've sent everybody that.
I was
Yeah.
like, fucking
Yeah.
superb.
Yeah, that's one of them ones where I'm like, I haven't put it online yet. And that, to be fair, the after was good lighting in the changing room.
Ah, fuck.
But
Wow,
I'm
you're
still
looking
like,
fucking good, man.
yeah.
You've put the work in.
I've been working out like fuck.
Yeah.
8 times a week.
Yeah.
That's like, 'cause I was texting you at like 2 in the morning on the plane. Just like a wee
Right.
giggling schoolgirl. It was class.
But again, being out here, especially, I think I always like exercising in the summer anyway. You always get up earlier. You're always feeling better about doing it. And when you're out here and like in the shape that I was in, and I'm still not in great shape, you do just go, fuck this. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like a
I can't
fucking
be-
troll
oh, man,
out
I
here.
feel like a fat bat. I've lost the guts of a stone and a half since Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, no, I might keep my shirt on in the pool if that's all right. Like,
Because
But that's just-
everybody here's ripped.
And
Oh,
also,
man.
even if they're not ripped, they're so like confident because everyone is so laid back. I feel like here versus home, and even we're not as bad as say somewhere like London, but like everyone compares himself to everyone else at home, and like here, I feel like even the people who aren't in unreal shape, which aren't that many people, they just carry themselves with so much confidence. They're just like
there's a thing that I like. There's a positive and a negative to it. It's big enough that you can be anonymous. So
Yeah,
that's what I was
right.
going to say. You do meet more cunts on a night out because no one will remember the next day.
right.
But the flip side of it is you're also like, oh yeah, who gives a shit?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But I would love to move. Like,
Is it something you're genuinely considering?
After being here a full day,
Yeah.
yes. I have no home as far as I'm concerned.
but I haven't flown back from Australia and not cried.
yeah.
Like anytime in an airport, I'm like fucking.
And you fly business home?
Yeah, well, I do now.
yeah.
I'm
Crying into your filet mignon.
Yeah, can't afford my phone bill. But
Did you say you hit it hard on the way here?
But I got snattered. No. So I won't put this can down because it blows away. When I flew out at Christmas, I'd upgraded to extra leg room, right? So I was like, that's working class, business class. That's as good as you can get for grand. But I had to do an all-nighter and then drive to Dublin Airport for like, I had to leave the house at like 2 in the morning.
Right.
So I went online and it was cheap to upgrade from Dublin to Doha. Like,
So
up
yeah,
to-
for anyone who does, it's like a 7-8 hour flight to
Yeah.
the Middle East. You go to Doha or Qatar
And
usually.
then I was doing a 15-hour flight to Sydney. So I was like, right, I'll upgrade the business class for the first flight. That'll help my sleep. So I'll get a bit of sleep back. Then when I get the second flight, because all I was thinking about was the jet lag.
Yes,
That's 'cause-
and for people who wouldn't be sure, so like because we're self-employed and you're coming here to work,
Yeah.
you can claim that.
You claim back off tax stuff, yeah. But it was like,
So I don't want anyone listening being
Oh, yeah,
like,
we're not
"Oh, he
bougie,
said
like-"
he's a big shot," but literally, like, you can claim it as a working
aye,
expense.
well, that's the thing, yeah. And that's the only reason I did it.
Yeah.
And you do feel like a fucking cunt.
You pay for it in cash as
Oh,
well.
man,
which
yeah,
is-
yeah. Bedford and Coke. I was like, what's it, 500? Just cut half it. Just turn up to this fucking check-in desk with a set of scales. What can you do for me?
How much? 107 pints?
But it ended up like, so I upgraded the business class for the first flight, and I landed in Doha, and my brain was going, that was lovely, like that was
No
nice.
drinks enough. Did you sleep in that
I
flight?
slept for most of it, and then when I woke up, I was like, oh, there's a cocktail menu. I went, fuck, there's old fashions on a plane.
Right.
So I ordered an old fashions before I landed, and I was like, just 2 more, I'm quick. And then they brought the food out, and I was like, the food's unbelievable. So then when I got to Doha, I went, right, how much is it to upgrade from here to Sydney? And the guy told me how much it was, and I went, no fucking way.
Right.
And I walked about 10 feet, and my ego went, fucking do it.
Right.
And I don't even want to say out loud how dear it was, right? It was a year's rent, and I just went, I fuck it, right? And it was the best money I've ever spent in my life. I would do it again. In a heartbeat.
It's so fucking good.
I would do it again in a fucking heartbeat. The seat in that plane treated me better than my fucking girlfriend does.
I've never had anyone in my life be so nice to me as that
Man,
staff.
do you know what
they're fixing
do you know
you
what was
a
hilarious
pillow.
too? When I got on, it was, you could tell the staff were like, oh, it's his first time, because I was like,
Right. Yeah.
I was at the bar where there's loads of like fucking, premium like spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are these wee pastries just to take?
You like? Was it like in Borat when he's in the lift and he's like, "I will not move to a bigger room."
Wow,
you could tell I was the only guy who'd never done it before as well, right? Because on our flight from Doha, so they bring out a glass of champagne, and I'm like, oh, thank you. glob. Then I got another one. I was like, oh, why not? Then they brought out this wee. It was like a braised beef cube with like wasabi sauce and stuff, right? And I was like, oh, lethal, nom, right? And I look around, everyone else is carving it up, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Right?
You had it out of the guy's
And
hand.
the dude came over and was like, do you want another one of those too? And I was like, right? So he set another one down. And my brain's going, come on, now carve it up, be a gentleman. But I had 2 glasses of Prosecco in this. I was like, fucking yes. Once again.
At mealtime, everyone was sitting up properly eating their dinner. I was lying back like watching Batman.
The place
Hand down the bag.
I was watching Batman versus Ninja Turtles. Drinking the dearest whiskey on earth.
The guy across from you is crunching the quarterly numbers.
I'm taking this off my taxes.
I also know where they give you the wee pajamas.
Yeah.
This is how stupid I am, because I've never flown it ever. Give me those pajamas. I literally like got up from my seat, walked over to yours, and went, am I allowed to put these on now? 5 minutes later,
Cheers to that.
I came up the aisle looking like the kid from Monsters Inc. Just like, look at me, Dad.
They gave me the pajamas. I looked at one medium. That'll be alright. Even the first one from Dublin to Doha, I couldn't find the headphones, and I was like, I thought at one point, do my Bluetooth headphones connect to that fucking TV?
Right.
I got very above my own station, and the girl was like, oh, they're in the armrest, just fucking. So you elbow it.
Elbow drop it. So you have a people's elbow.
It's unreal. And honestly, and like when they handed me the blankie, and I'm like, feel the weight of that. Whoa. Unbelievable. Like the closest I've got to it, twice I've flown home from here and had a row to myself.
Right.
And I
yes.
was like, you can't beat this.
Oh, there's nothing better.
There's nothing better. And then I've upgraded the business class, and I'm like, this is better than my own house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like, it's the first time I've been on a flight, and when we were landing, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You know when
do a couple of laps there, man.
you know when like guys talk about like, oh, my mate thought that the stripper fancied him.
Aye.
It's like that because the air hostesses or whatever. There's like there'll be like one of them for every like 6 people.
Yeah.
So they Mr. Bartlett, you know, and every time you speak to them, they don't look it up. They just know, okay, that's Mr. Bartlett in that
Yeah.
seat. You think they think you're you know what I mean?
Man, I was lucky as well having like really. There was a point where one of the stewardesses, you don't even like saying stewardess, you want to go staff,
Yeah.
and she put her hand on my shoulder when I was drinking on the second flight, and she went, "Can you handle this?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll be alright."
All right, Destiny's
So I
Child.
went, "I'm making fucking Bartlett, right?" But there was a point where she came around to order, like, ask what food I wanted.
Right.
Like, what do you want for breakfast? And I went, well, like, what? And I was like, I haven't flown business class before. What should I get? And she went, everything.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, queen.
What's that film? Everything All at Once, or whatever.
Yeah, that was everything all at once or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
But who was
The
it? Was
mime
on our
movie?
flight?
Oh, we had. I told you we had Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20 and the Scottish band Mogwai. So it was an all-star flight.
All-star flight, man.
All-star
Imagine
flight.
that, how I went down.
So I'll full disclosure on this. I'm a huge Matchbox 20 fan.
Why wouldn't you be?
Right? I love them. I think they're great.
I didn't
like
know
Rob
any of their
Thomas a lot.
songs, but I'm
I
a
think
fan of
you're
the
on.
song Smooth.
Yeah, it would have been great if at 3 a.m. you had one over to Rob Thomas, like,
Must be lonely, mate. So I sort of chickened out of going over to him, and I said to Willy, because of the way the seats were, I went, if you see Rob Thomas go to the bar, come get me. We'll conveniently go for a drink. We'll get chatting to him. That's all. I don't want a selfie. All I want is, what's happening, mate? With Rob
Right.
that would be enough for me. So what happens is, conveniently, Willy falls asleep for 5.5 hours, right?
Fantastic. Best sleep I've ever
best
had.
sleep ever.
And then I woke up to go for a piss, and I was like half asleep, and then I realised he was in the bar chatting to everyone, and I was like, this would be perfect, but I just didn't have. I was so tired. I was like, I can't do it. And then I went to sleep, and then I think Willy came to get me an hour later to go, Rob Thomas in the bar, but I was asleep,
Aye.
so it just didn't work out.
The only interaction I had with him was I went in my big pajamas that the sleeves were too big for, and came back with like a big handful of pastries. And he just saw like this fucking wee man child in pajamas that were too big for him. Just like I was like running up the
You
aisle.
do lose your mind. Like.
He was just looking at me like, what the fuck? And I was like, these are lovely.
Right. I remember like when they handed the food out, and I went, "Oh, this will just be a better version of airplane food." And I took one mouthful of the mashed potato and gravy and went, "Jesus."
Yeah.
I mean, I had one bite of the
incredible.
steak and went, fuck the NHS.
Aye.
I think this is amazing.
I think it's the
it's unreal.
novelty for us, because if you weren't like going for work, you would never do this in a million years.
From now on, I will endeavour. That's the only way I fly now. Like, I'm gonna have to. No, I mean, obviously, if I'm going on a fucking,
Aye, you're not getting business class to Glasgow. Like.
yeah, I'm not gonna get business class to fucking Tenerife if I go away for a week
Yeah.
because it doesn't exist. But like, for the long flights.
The ambassador, where are you off to? Ambassador Place, Las Americas. 2-star half board.
I just like really white bread.
For me, it's nice to get off a plane and not be sore. That was like a benefit for me I hadn't anticipated. Felt fucking incredible.
And then the heat, I know it's a cliche thing, but like when we stepped off the plane, it was like 7 o'clock at night, or we got delayed like by an hour.
Did we tell you?
Just the heat.
Oh man, it does slap you like.
Did we tell you what the guy in Dubai said to me in security? Do you remember this now? So I came through after we lanyard to go through security, and they're taking me through, and then one guy, he was in like full military uniform in Dubai. He looked like when Sergeant Slaughter turned heel. That's what he looked like. And he just went up. I was about to go through the scanning machine. He was like, "Oh, will your pacemaker take this?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, your pacemaker."
There's just a guy running beside you. I'll be alright, Willy.
I was like, "No, I'm fat and disabled. That's two different things."
Things are unrelated.
I remember one time coming out and
Sorry, I'd be so scared there. I would agree to anything. I'd be like, no, it should be fine.
aye.
I had that. No, I got really. Well, you've seen me when I get annoyed. I'm not the worst content in an argument ever because I just get pissed off really quickly. So he's like, "Have you any papers?" And I was like, "I had to fill out papers to get this. They don't just give you it." And he was like, just gave me a dirty look.
He said, "Well, here's your paper." Well, he said, "What the fuck did you say?"
Fucking bitch.
What did you
I'll
say?
send you back to heaven. Come.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I remember coming through Dubai once, and there was unattended luggage, and I was like, I remembered every fucking movie from the noughties of like, oh,
Yeah.
Middle East, and I could hear, I'm like, oh fuck. And I went over to this guy, I was like, man, there's unattended luggage. And he just laughed in my face, and he went, "We're not trying to bomb us." Nice one, mate, I understand.
I found the smoking lounge in the Dubai airport.
That's rough.
You couldn't get in though, could you?
No, I was in it. He couldn't get in.
Is that the one in the Irish bar?
No, it's
No.
literally just the room where it's sponsored by Chesterfield.
Oh yeah. There's ones you go to where like you open the
All
door. When
only-
I smoked,
Yeah.
you open the door and just go. And
That'll
close the
do.
door
It's
again,
the
and you're
worst
like,
Those
smelling
Middle
stink.
Eastern guys they love smoking.
Oh man,
Everyone in it was just an old Chinese businessman.
yeah.
Right.
When you go
Do you
into
have
the,
to? Do you have to do that to get in? Do you have to like assume that role to get in?
I just
Do the
walked
eyes
in.
roll?
15.
A big oversized suit on.
Mate, there's that much smoking room. You're doing the eyes,
Aye,
whether you
right.
want to or not. There's 15 people in that room, and 20 of them are Chinese businessmen. That's how there's just everyone there is just
Aye.
90 years old smoking.
and then they don't flick the ash off their cigarettes either. So they're doing that weird thing your granny would do. Where you're like, there's this big long bit of ash hanging. And you're like,
Like a big Cruella de Vil
you're
fit.
like fucking ping flick that. Flick that quick. That's driving me mental.
So where do you go? Got any gigs coming up?
I'll be at
Well,
the Adelaide Fringe
Well, you
all
just
March.
you just announced Waterfront.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Waterfront was on the 6th September. Millennium Forum's 21st
By the way, we're
September.
nowhere near ending this podcast. I just
Oh yeah,
mean,
sweet. No, just double checking.
I just
no,
mean-
I would think I was just saying it out loud so I remember. Yeah, so I'll be with the Adelaide Fringe, then I'm going to be in Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney.
Out of all these places, and this is the first time I've seen personal this trip because last time it was like fly in, do the show,
Yeah.
fly out. Melbourne's my favourite.
I think because last time I was in Melbourne for 2 weeks, I was hammered the entire time, so I saw fuck all of it. Like,
I would tell people were like, "Oh, what did you and Micky get up to over there?" I was like, we would text each other all the time because when I was leaving to go out in the morning, you were coming back in from your night out.
yeah,
We're like literally shipping. We doff of the cap to each
yeah.
other.
There's a bar that comedians hang about in.
Oh,
and
you took me to it
They have a
once.
lock-in, and I was like, "This is just me for that." That's the only pub I saw in Melbourne
Yeah.
for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and it's a shithole. Like
There's
it.
there's a great bar near us. What's it called? Jam Juice.
Oh,
Jungle Juice?
Jungle Juice. So it seemed like that bar you took me. So first night I get there, Micky's like, "Come on out." I was like, "I'll go for one. I'll go for one." And I went there, and every single comedian at the festival was there, and everyone was just like, they'd been partying for a few weeks,
Yeah.
and you could tell like everyone was like dead behind the eyes, sunburnt, all this, and it felt like something demonic in a way, like cultish, where like, if you got me to have more than one drink,
You'd stay.
you would get to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, "You're free, Mr. Bartlett. You
brought some
fresh
one.
So I won gin and tonic with you, and I was like, "No, I'm leaving," and you went, "No, you can never leave."
You must stay with me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell the others.
There's been a time where last year I remember seeing Jojo Sutherland, and she'd been out on the same run that I'm doing, but obviously was drinking the whole time, and we were like, "How can you be in Australia during summer and be whiter?"
Right.
Haven't been fucking outside, just been
Because you're
hammered.
just you would all drink till like 5.
You drink until they told you to stop drinking.
And
Do you
then
know
you
what
go
I
to
mean?
sleep, wake up for the gig.
Yeah, so I was like, there's one night where I was going through my phone, and it was before I was going out with my girlfriend, but we like there was a whole. She's a comic. She was out there like in the fucking room. And there was a big comedians party, and somebody was doing karaoke, and I was on stage letting on the strip, and then I zoom round on my phone, and I can see my now girlfriend staring at me like that, and I'm like, I do not remember that happening. Like,
I remember that's what it was, because I said to you a couple of nights into it, I was there for like 5 nights, and on the third or fourth night I was like, next day after our show tonight, I'd love me and you to go to karaoke. And we were wrapped up at like 10:30,
aye.
and you were like, I found a place to do karaoke, and I went to that bar with you and literally cracked my head, and I was like, is this where they're doing karaoke? You went, yeah. And you said it was like 10:30, and he goes, it starts at 12:30, and there's like 10 people already signed up. I was like, good luck.
Aye.
Just left. I want to just get up, walk into Memphis and leave.
It's the big
You know what I
comedians
mean?
rap party, like, so it's, I think
That's
there's
right,
free
that's
booze and pizza and stuff like that.
Oh.
Uh,
And what was this for? What was the?
it was the
Same
Melbourne
friend?
Comedy Festival, just.
But it's great that all the festivals roll
Who do
into
you
one.
talk to, Micky?
Yeah, I'll get you a contact.
Thank you.
Don't go home, just stay here, be alright.
Mate, you've no idea how close I am to like.
It's great to see, like, honestly, how happy. Not that you're not happy at home, but you're so happy here. And it actually, like, you know, people talk about wholesome content.
But it is, there's
He like, literally, if that homeless guy had, like, bit him on the neck like a zombie earlier, he'd have loved it,
right.
because he'd just
But
be
there
happy
is-
to be
there-
here.
There is something about being out here and going, I'm out here doing stand-up.
Yeah.
And because I do stand-up, and it just, you can't be in a bad mood.
Yeah.
This is the weirdest thing ever to say,
You sure?
but like, there's
Weirdest
a part of me that's a little bit proud. It's like, oh, I've got here just because I tell jokes. Do you know what I mean? And it's the weird thing to say, but there's a little bit. It's
Also,
like
I just
that.
realised, you think people are walking past and thinking we were doing some sort of like Shane's a PT and we're doing like,
Guys, before we started this journey,
I wouldn't have wore a tank top in public, Shane. Thank you, mate. Thank you, V-Shred.
I don't know what people are thinking. Although everyone just does podcasts nowadays, so like, I
Yeah,
don't think
it's
it's
true.
that weird.
It's only the only weird thing that's happened so far is just that one Asian lady and the guy who's in a bee suit for some reason. You see
Yeah,
him?
that was weird.
Yeah.
Oh, he lost his koala suit.
Oh, I'm gutted I lost it, mate. It was so cool.
I don't think we can get you to see a koala today.
It's okay.
But this is breaking my heart, because do you know what? See, earlier I was talking about like getting a general plan for the day. What did he have in his hand? A pamphlet for the koala sanctuary.
Yeah.
Not weirder. He had a pamphlet for the koala
Yeah.
sanctuary.
Where'd you find a pamphlet for the Koala Centre?
He's had it with
I
him the whole
went to
time.
reception last
All
week.
right.
It's like, you know,
Where is it? Whereabouts is it?
Craighaven?
Craig Allen.
Craig.
Oh, Craig.
You here to see the koala?
He's out the back of Rushmere.
Wait there, close the door, comes back out in your koala suit. Fine, mate.
Out the back of Rushmere.
I'll meet you behind the bench in 20 minutes.
Craighaven?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Something
I don't
like
think that's too far from here, actually.
It's an
think he's
hour.
doing a show at the
It's
front.
an hour each way.
Aye.
So, but we don't have time for that. It's fine. It's fine.
Do you know what? You could do it, but you'd be going by yourself.
I'd be fucking wrecked.
What time does your show start?
8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, even looking at the pictures of the koalas, there's a wee
No,
smile
we
on my
will
face.
get to it on this.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I believe you. But,
But this is the only. Do you want? Is it important to you to hold it, or do you just want to be?
I
around
would
it?
like to meet one.
Again, he keeps saying meet.
Aye.
I just want to meet a koala.
Yeah.
Big fan of your work.
Because the one in Sydney,
Our
which is
spread
one I went,
committee as well.
you're allowed.
I'm not allowed to be touched either.
You're allowed to like put your hand on its back.
People call
That's
me
it.
a bear.
Lads, I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Well, we'll go get full fucking kids.
No, it's like I think I'm a lot more pleasant to be around here, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm not as angry.
Yeah.
I definitely think if you're doing that short, I'm trying not to fold my arms because it's fucking, but doing this short a trip, you'll have a bug to come back. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I went for one walk and text you, how do I make a living out here?
Right.
Because I'm
Yeah,
just-
you did. You like we left you for a walk. You came back, but I'm moving here. Micky's helping me.
it's honestly, I think the best way to do it, because I've always wanted to do it, like, if you can come out and do the festivals.
That's exactly how that
Did you
went.
say Mickey's helping? Yeah. I got a job for the government.
I came back and went, I'm moving here. Micky has a plan.
I just walked
Lads, I'm not
I just
jumping
walked
the-
up to the Australian Prime Minister. No, sorry, mate, I know him.
I was talking about like you were Dutch and Red Dead. I was like, Micky has a plan. Have faith, Todd. Have faith.
I'm not jumping the gun here, but I went for one walk, and I'm never leaving.
Wait. Oh, no, I was walking
I
around.
met God. He's in the juice bar.
punching women. But like, have you ever seen how I was walking around Perth? Have you ever seen the video for LDN by Lily Allen?
Yeah.
Where it's like
Yes.
a really bright and colourful one. As she walking by, you see it's a shithole. Everything I saw, I was like, that's amazing. I walked past, it was 7 in the morning. There was a big fat lady in her car scoffing a cream bun. And I was
What
like,
was his name?
but she was like,
It was a mirror. That's what you would call it too. Getting scoffed.
I told you, I was like, I saw a fat lady scoff a cream bun, and you're like, why did you do that? And I was like, I didn't wrap the window, and I'd be like, yo, bit early for us.
Well, he's getting scoffed tonight.
I hope you do get scoffed where you get
Whim scoff.
Do you want to see if it,
the scoffy.
you see if it was a choice between a really hot person being like, do you want scoffed? But I
Or
had
that-
to get up early to go meet a koala.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Hey, kill two birds
Best
with
of
one
both
stone.
worlds. Fuck 2 koalas with 1 dick.
So we're staying we're staying in a hotel, and it's like very basic hotel. But across the road there's a backpackers hostel.
Aye.
And we walked past it, me and Niall kind of shivered a bit. We're like, whoa, like
can
how
smell the
crazy would that
family.
be? This guy was like, oh fucking wait, he was raging. We were staying in the hotel and not there.
Man, just stand outside the backpackers clipping your fingernails, they'll know what it means.
Why? What
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right.
Thought it'd be something funny.
I thought it was
Because he was about to
code.
buy nail clippers.
Who's needle clippers?
But it's like, you are
Did a show
horrified.
to find you.
You two were horrified by the idea of a hostel. Doesn't bother me. They're fine.
Yeah,
They're
but
literally called hostels.
yeah, but he was raging. That,
Hostiles?
he was raging that we had
I
our
enjoyed
own
it.
like room. You know what I mean? He's like, fuck, like we have like a room where your safety's basically guaranteed.
I wasn't raging. I was like, this is nice, but like, I was just being
You
like,
saw
a
that
hostel's not
you
that
know
bad.
that meme of like the guy in the bushes rubbing his
Aye.
hands. He saw that 7-person mixed door and was like, oh,
Man.
Willie needs scoffed.
I've told you since the time, by the time I stayed.
What's scoffed in Lithuanian?
I want Biscoff. Let's go.
I'm trying to think of something. Nah, it's nothing. Nothing. Good nothing.
Sorry, what was it?
Yeah. No, I stayed in. There's a place in Perth that I stayed in once, and it was sketchy as fuck.
Was that the motel type place you were staying in?
It was but it was like it was called the Rendezvous Hotel, and it was like
Rendezvous also doing a show around here.
rendezvous, rendezvous or rendezvous.
It's Rendezvous.
I thought it was rendezvous.
It could be Rendezvous, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Rendezvous Hotel, and it was dodgy as fuck. And the fire alarm went off one night, and we all got kicked out. And there was a woman who had some of them messy teeth, and the only thing she brought out of her room was like a massive case of them cans of Jack and Coke, right? Just resting on a bin, smoking a fag. She goes, "This is the worst fucking hotel I've ever stayed in." And I'm like, "This must be fucking bad," because I switched to you would look lovely.
I like the idea that like her family were in there, but she chose to save
that's
the
thing.
cans. of-
Everyone else got their passport and like fucking
Yeah.
important shit. She's just there with this fucking 48 cans of
Was
Jack.
it weird when you had the same thing?
No, mine were empty. I was like, poof.
It's fucking like every type like this like beach we're at, right? Everywhere you go looks like the best place ever.
Yeah.
You're like it doesn't get better than this.
I mean, it's hard to find bad food out here, even like.
We have not had a bad meal. So, like, everything's been
Nando's
lovely.
is shite. Nando's is as
We
good
went
as,
last
like,
night, me and Niall.
It's not as good out here as like.
But
at home.
I've learned if you make peace with the fact it's different, it's not
Yeah.
bad. But the first time we came, I literally stood in the doorway for like 10 minutes, like ho ho ho, and people kept walking past me. It was like maybe but why they don't
they
don't
don't do
bring
the
you to
same
your
thing.
table
Yeah.
and all that sort of
Do
thing.
you know what thing I'm loving? Everywhere I go, they're playing trance music.
Yes.
That's very much
Yeah.
up my street. It's the only other place other than like East Belfast
But
that plays this
and
much
also
trance.
the lifestyle seems to be like you get in a car from 1995 and just
Just drive the guts out of it.
fuck about with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
It's class, man. I'm not going home. Fuck it.
I'll join you, Mick. I'll join you.
I'm sure you're helping.
You're
I'm
helping.
helping. Yeah, we're
Mick's helping me. Mick's
Yeah.
smuggling me.
Willie, like they're overstayed your visa. Guys, Mick's helping me.
Aye, we'll just buy a big coat and I'll get in your shoulders.
But like, when would it be? Like, if you did come here for like half a year or whatever, would it be next? Would you be doing
Like-
that next year?
January
Right.
time.
Right,
I would look at doing it for then because I've got waterfront in December.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
the
So-
best way to do it is because the rest of the
You've
year.
worked out the system.
Yeah, the rest of the year, it's too big a country, too spread out
Yeah.
to actually make a living full time with stand up. Like a lot of the gigs we do are shite. So the best way to do it is come out, do the festivals, fuck off home, and have summer for a year. That's the way I'm sort of looking at it. Well,
And then
somewhere until like,
you two do a podcast, wouldn't you? If you
yeah,
if you-
100%.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That'd be
Give 2 episodes before you're ready to kill me because I'm a cheeky cunt. No what? I'd hear him not even. I'm lovely.
Nah, but fucking, you'll be alright.
Mick's looking after me. It's alright. That's the podcast.
I told you.
It's called Mick's looking
Hey,
after
tell
me.
him Mick's looking after
He's
you,
a fucking
right?
good guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mickey's a,
He's one of my fucking buys,
yeah, he's a mate of mine, all right? He's a mate of ours.
It's good to fucking see you.
But the week, remember we were shooting that promo of me in the koala bar suit?
Yeah.
And there's just a group of fucking teenage boys being like, he's dressed like a fucking koala.
Yeah. And also that's like a fleece lined suit that he brought.
I
Fucking
did look pretty
roasting.
warm-eyed.
It was so, I had it on for 5 minutes and like it was a nightmare getting it off.
Yeah.
Because it was like peeling skin off. It was fucking sweltering. Got
Speaking
it, I
of
lost
peeling
it.
skin off, how's Nell? You
You're
alright,
with me, man?
He's delighted.
You roasted?
Now it looks like he's doing a campaign for Zara, the way he's sat over there in that wee shirt.
Please help me find Zara. Zara went for a walk at 2 o'clock last Thursday and hasn't been seen since.
Now he loves
And
it.
carrying a case with Jack and Coke.
Now like officially loves it. Like
Oh, that
he loves it.
I thought it was an actual second then.
Now loves it.
Nell loves it.
He's doing. I got a guy doing a show at the festival too. I think he's on after rendezvous. You're doing a double header.
Craig Haven? Yeah. It's the 3 of them.
What was the other one? Niall, Neil. There was another fucker. Who gives a fuck?
Well, we'll
But
get
yeah,
one
well-
beer.
Okay, we've got 9 minutes. Willie, that's what you do. You do the waterfront and then.
Go away for a wee bit. I just... Also, I
But
love...
don't say it like that because then people think you're a pedo. Willie's had to go away for a wee bit.
No, I'm like the Undertaker whenever
Doing a
he's
stretch.
injured. I'll go away for 6 months, I'll be back.
Right,
I mean, you'll be on the average, the gong goes off,
right.
then I just appear to be hot.
Did
Did you see him presenting the cup in Saudi
Oh,
Arabia?
did you see that?
The Undertaker presented the
Yeah.
cup in Saudi Arabia?
Right, so like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Raggy.
Cristiano. Sorry,
Roddy
what?
Arabia?
That's the way I said it. I just thought it sounded a bit like Scooby-Doo. There's no reference. I wasn't that smart. I just had something in my throat.
I was like, you know, Zach Galifianakis, that gif where he's like trying to work out all the sums around him. I'm like, right, link between Scooby-Doo, The Undertaker, and Saudi Arabia, go. But you also laugh like, oh, like different cartoon. Never mind.
Same genre.
Cristiano Ronaldo's team were he's doing a show at the Bridge as well. Not a name. Cristiano Ronaldo's team were playing some final in Saudi Arabia football, and you know the trophy get presented by like an ex-player or something, or like the sponsor.
Aye.
It's the full Undertaker, in character
Like full
as the
attack.
Undertaker.
Saudi Arabia was a mad place, man. That's what happens. You have too much money and
They're doing stupid shit
Yeah,
like
yeah.
The
that.
players are even like, the fuck is this guy doing?
don't look at him.
Yeah, this guy's died twice. This man is
There is
died
an award show from '96 that Undertaker, like it was a mainstream one. It was like a music award or something.
like MTV Music Awards.
Something like that. Don't know why, but the Undertaker was presenting an award. But
For
just
best
before,
kiss.
just before he went on stage, he got served divorce papers.
Right?
So there is a ceremony, the Undertaker full attire, and being like, "Please take me back."
yeah.
So
That's
weird.
fucked.
How does he talk?
Please take me back.
So
No,
the
that
way,
was
that's
you
the way
that-
you did it the first time.
That was you to that method, earlier.
Yeah, the way you did it the first time, the Undertaker says, "Yes, please take me back."
I'm
Tell
sorry.
boys, that's me, the Undertaker. Keep with it.
The Undertaker handbag.
That's me, boys. I limestone you. Tombstone, what's it called? I can't mind.
Rest in peace, boys.
That's it now. Just terrible sad, was it?
Oh yes.
Woo!
When,
Time to play the game, boys. Let's go.
when is
Smell that? He's cooking something again.
That's the bottom line. I'm telling you.
Can't find him.
when,
Why? Because Stone Cold tells you.
tell you,
Tell you,
Stone Freeze will tell you.
doesn't matter. Fuck what you think.
What you gonna do, bro? I'm out of things.
Yeah, me
It's all
too.
about the game. Tyrone versus Armagh. 3 o'clock today.
Good effort. Some way indeed, boys. Jesus fuck quadran there like that. Ah, it's warm now.
I do watch a wrestler whose catchphrase is someday for it. Hey, we'll see you in hell in a cell someday for
Some
it.
day effort, boy. It would be intimidating if you did it the right
Yeah,
way, like.
yeah.
Fucking some day effort.
When's your show? November?
September.
September?
Aye.
Thick?
6th. thick. Aye.
6th of September.
It's like-
That's a lovely day.
Sexy promo picture.
Thanks, mate.
Some really awesome people were born on the 6th of
Is that your
September.
birthday, is it?
It is.
Well, I have a good idea. I know where you can go. Is
Yeah.
the Waterfront Hall. Belfast.
100%.
That's a show you're doing here, is it?
Well, it's like not really. It's a version of it. So basically, what I'm doing sneakily is writing the show while I'm out here. So by the time I get back to Belfast, it'll be a brand new show nobody's seen.
So you're like swapping out bits as they
Yeah.
come. Yeah.
Ah, okay. You're siphoning bits off.
Siphoning bits off.
Yep.
Mining for gold.
And
Prospecting.
yours November.
December 13th.
Have you announced yours?
No.
But you will by the time.
Yeah, by the time it's.
I did December 13th last year. Great day for it.
Yeah.
Great day for it.
Yeah. Scumbag Millionaire. Come see it.
See this poster?
Not yet, actually, no.
Oh, it's great.
It's good.
Right.
It's great.
Good,
I
but
think
now
it's gonna
I just
be-
need to write the actual fucking show.
I remember
That'll be
being
fine.
in Dublin. We were doing Olympia that day. Me, you, and Andrew Ryan went on a boys' trip during the day. We went cold water swimming. We went to Howth, and it was
Aye.
great. It was the best day of our
I went
life.
to.
Howth.
Was that
I
the
was,
day?
I was going to say, whose house?
Was that the,
And then at my house, and then
was that the day Andrew Rand just kept doing the impression of Elton John from Bo Select?
yes.
Andrew ran to
Backstage, Elton John, or Andrew Rand's coming in here going, "Trying to bomb, do you? You want me to bomb
He
you?"
lost his mind a bit. But that's the day you told us you were talking about
The story of the,
the
show. that's
idea
about-
of the show, but not like it was a show.
I was
Me
just
and
telling you the
Andrew,
story
like,
of it.
you know, like you both stop and do like in a Hollywood movie, you turn to the guy and be like, "That's the show." We
Aye.
both at the same time clocking. We were like,
It took a lot of convincing to do what
"That's
the
the
show
show,"
is.
and you were like, "You're not sure about it," because it is very much putting yourself out there, like,
Yeah, it's
and it's
it
very,
is.
very
But I'm
personal.
fucking off for 6 months after, so okay.
Fucking right.
Micky sorting me.
You know, Micky, the guy who lost away from taking meth.
We'll wrap it up. What do you? We'll go get some name.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. I have a show at 7:30, but until then,
Oh, do you?
what do you mean?
Okay. We're getting picked up at 7 to go to ours. ShaneTalkComedy.com for tickets for my show.
Yes, I see.
Yeah,
Shine.net for mine.
Shine.net for mine.
Shine.net. Shine that light on me.
The ticket.
Shine.net.
Yep.
Clear it out, just buy anything.
I fucking wipe the place out.
Doesn't matter what it is. Say select all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get tickets for all.
Someday,
All be
for-
great shows.
Someday for it, boys. Thanks to Niall for producing this and sitting over there like that'd be like if you got like a side profile picture of him, like sweet like album cover.
That would be a nice
Where
album
he's
cover.
doing like a Jack Johnson type music.
Yeah, that should be the black and white photo of your autobiography.
Yes.
Just in the middle.
Niall in the coffin.
Yeah, you
Comes
look
out
like
as
you've just dropped
posthumously
the
it comes
sound
out.
of the summer, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, loves it. The autobiography.
This is the guy behind your favourite albums,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, so thanks to everyone for everything. And let's go for it. We go
What
for a
time
wee
is it?
dip.
3 o'clock?
Yeah. Go for a wee dip. Now you're trying to do he's trying to get you into the cult. Oh I'm so innocent. Yeah, that's 3. 2 minutes 2.
It actually is. 2 minutes to 3.
Guys, thank you very much for watching, for listening. See you next time.
All the best.